morning, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all. Thank you for joining us this morning. We come together this morning in the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of the universal Christ consciousness as taught and celebrated by Parmahansa Yogananda and Self-Realization Fellowship. In this tradition, we celebrate our universal oneness with Christ through our deepening of meditation and yoga science. And it is in this Christmas spirit that we here at Song of the Morning, Yogananda, and SRF celebrate this tradition by turning inward for a time of spiritual growth and reflection. Every year on December 23rd, SRF dedicates an all-day meditation to Christmas, while here at Song of the Morning, we hold our annual 6-hour meditation. So this morning's Hatha class is designed in this tradition, with this traditional intention, to limber, relax, and energize our body and minds to prepare for meditation and union with Spirit. So we'll begin this morning with a 30-minute Hatha practice, followed by a 15-minute guided meditation. So to begin our class this morning, first we're going to begin seated. Close your eyes, find yourself in a comfortable seated position. It could be cross-legged on the floor, like I am, or you could be seated in a chair, sitting upright, spine erect, shoulders back, chin level with the floor. And we always begin our Hatha routine by turning inward, focusing on the breath, aligning the breath before we get into our Hatha. So with that, close your eyes, turn inward, and begin to focus on the breath, breathing in through the nose slowly, holding and releasing back out through the nose. Inhaling in the calm and the peace, exhaling out, inhaling in. As we begin to settle into our breath, I've chosen a reading from Yogananda's Spiritual Diary. Coax Christ today with your songs and the devotion of your heart, and then coax him with your deepening self-realization. With all the intensity of your zeal and inner perception, merge your consciousness in the happiness within. Forget time. When you feel joy spreading within you, realize that Christ is hearing your song. You are not identified with Christ if your concentration is merely on the words, but if your joy is singing within, Christ is listening to you. So let that soak in a moment as we continue to center and calm our nerves. And now mentally repeat this as I read. O Christ, take possession of my heart and mind. Be thou reborn in me as love for all men. May thy consciousness, which is in every atom, manifest in me as unconditional loyalty to Guru and the Great Ones, and to thee, O blessed Jesus, and to the Supreme, who is the Father of all. And now, when you're ready, please raise from your seat and stand to prepare for our Hatha class. How is everyone?
Awake and ready.
How feels everyone?
Awake and ready.
For those of you who are not aware with our Song of the Morning tradition, our founder, Yogacharya Oliver, always started all of his classes with that mantra. So We're going to do it again, and I want all of you at home I want to be able to feel the vibration of you repeating the mantra. How is everyone?
Awake and ready.
How feels everyone?
Awake and ready.
Excellent. To begin our class, close your eyes, arms down at your sides in standing mountain. And we'll just begin with a couple of cleansing breaths as we focus and root ourselves down into the ground. So we'll begin with an inhalation through the nose and a double exhalation out of the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose, double exhalation, and one more time, one cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, double exhalation through the mouth. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead, stretching towards the ceiling, elongating the spine, creating space between the spinal columns. Exhale, sweeping arms down, forward, folding at the hips. Exhaling to the top of our breath, and inhaling back up, extending all the way back up to the ceiling. Exhale, bringing arms down to prayer pose. Inhaling again, sweeping arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Exhaling as we go down. Then as we inhale, come halfway up on your inhale. Exhale and just allow yourself folding back forward. Allow yourself to hang loose, stretching your posterior, getting out any tensions. The back of the legs, stretching the spine, maybe gently wiggling back and forth, just limbering and loosening the body. Then as you're ready, inhale, sweeping the arms back up overhead, turning your gaze upward, welcoming in the day. Then taking our right finger and thumb, wrap it around our left wrist, exhaling down, bending to the right. A nice side stretch. Holding, then as we inhale back to the top, switching the grip, bringing our finger and thumb around our right wrist, extending down with our exhale. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, switching our grip, bending back to the right. Doing it at our own pace, at our own breath. Inhaling back up to center. Exhale, coming back down to the left. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, folding forward once again, hinging at the hips. And just hanging out down there again. Allowing ourselves to limber, folding our arms, grabbing our elbows if we like, and just allowing gravity to gently pull us down. And again, we'll inhale back up, sweeping our arms, coming back up, arms overhead, exhaling down to prayer pose. Again, on our next inhalation, sweeping the arms up overhead, taking the finger and thumb again, wrapping around the left wrist. Exhaling, bending down to the right. Inhaling up to center, switching our grip, bending down to the left, exhaling for a nice side bend. Inhale, back up to center. Exhaling down to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling down to your left now. And inhaling back up. This time we're going to exhale, folding down, hinging at the hips. And as we inhale, bend at the knees, step both legs back, keeping our hands planted on our mats into down dog. We're just going to hold here in down dog, stretching the shoulder blades, the back of our legs, maybe gently cycling the legs back and forth, loosening and limbering. Now on our next inhale, we'll keep the toes curled under. We're going to bring our knees gently down to our mat, keeping our toes curled under, keeping our hands flat and straight. And we're just going to, with the toes curled, gently just push our buttocks down to our heels, just giving ourselves a nice little toe stretch, just limbering the toes. Inhale, bring yourself up to a square table. We'll begin some cat-cows. Inhaling, pushing the navel down towards your mat, bringing your head, your gaze upward. Exhale, bringing chin to chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, pushing the navel down, bringing the gaze upward. And we'll continue to do this for a few more rotations at your own pace, at your own breath. You may possibly, just as you're limbering, maybe swaying, wiggling back and forth, possibly helping loosen the hips and spine. Just at your own pace. It's really what feels natural to you in this moment. What do you need to really loosen the body, limber the body, relax the mind, as we are doing this to prepare for our meditation, so that we can sit comfortably, so that our body and minds are aligned. Now in our next inhalation, bring yourself back to a square table. And we're now just gently going to push our buttocks back down to our heels to prepare for child's pose. Child's pose, a very self-loving, nurturing pose. And we'll stay in child's, just breathing, focusing within, allowing ourselves to let go and release any stress or worries or tension we may be feeling in our bodies. Calming the mind, calming the nerves. Now inhaling, bring yourselves back up to square table. Extended both legs back straight, bringing knees off the ground, keeping arms straight into plank. Exhaling, lower your chest down to your mat. Inhale, bring the gaze upward, lifting your chest off the ground, keeping arms bent into half cobra. Just gently extending, opening up the chest for deep breathing, extending the neck and upper spine. And we're remembering to breathe while we're here. And then when you're feeling limber in this position, inhaling, raise yourself all the way up to extended cobra, further extending every vertebrae in the spine. Breathing at the top. And on our next inhalation, we're going to bring ourselves back into a square table position. Inhaling, exhaling, back down to child's pose. Inhale, back to cobra. Inhale, back to table. Exhaling down, lowering your chest down to the mat. Inhale, rising back up into cobra. We call this flow swan. And you can do half cobra, or you can raise all the way up into the extended cobra. And then bringing your hips back up to table. You're going to exhale back down into child's pose. And we're going to run this flow several times, inhaling back up square to table. Exhaling as we lower ourselves back down to the mat, doing it at our own pace. Inhaling, bringing our chest back up into an extended cobra and bringing our hips back to table. Exhaling as we lower our hips back down to child's pose. And continue to do that a few more times at your own pace, aligning each breath with each movement. This is a very calming but also energizing and reinvigorating flow. And you can choose to have different effects depending on the pace in which you are going through this flow. So it can be more energizing, or at this pace, very relaxing and calming. Very good for, again, not only limbering the body, but also the mind and aligning the breath with the movements to prepare for your meditation. Now rising back up to table, we'll hold steady in our square table pose. Inhaling in, we're going to take the left arm and extend it up overhead, opening our chest as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to thread our arm through the armpit, dropping our shoulder to the ground, turning our head and resting it gently on the mat. Stretching out our shoulder blades, giving ourselves a nice gentle twist, our first twist. And again, just allowing our bodies to relax. We'll hold here for a few breaths, allowing the pose to settle in. Now on our next inhalation, we'll place our arm back flat on our mat, our right arm. And as we inhale, we will unwrap our twist, bringing our arm back out, raising up, bringing your arm back up overhead. And as we exhale, planting it back down on our mat to table position. We'll repeat that on our right side. Inhaling in, raising our right arm up to the sky, turning our gaze upward with our arm. And then as we exhale, lacing the arm through, dropping our shoulder down to the ground. And if we want a little added twist, we can bring that left arm around back. If we're feeling comfortable. Aside from a twist, you open up the chest a little bit, aside from stretching that back shoulder blade. Now on our next inhalation, we'll bring our left arm back down to the mat, planting our hand firmly. Inhaling, bringing that arm back up towards the sky and bringing it back down to the mat on our inhalation. We'll go now, bring ourselves into a comfortable seated position. And to begin, let's start in our seated position with the bottoms of our feet together in butterfly. And we'll just begin opening up our hips. So just bringing your arms, make sure you're sitting straight, upright, extending the spine, and using your hands if you need to, wrapped around your feet or your ankles to kind of gently guide yourself to a nice forward seated position. And you can just begin by gently waving your knees, flapping your wings, if you will, a little bit. Just loosening, allowing the energy to flow. And you can also here, to help prepare and loosen the ankles, if you would like to get into half or full lotus, you can kind of take your fingers around your feet, placing your thumbs on the bottoms of your feet, and gently guide your feet, bringing the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling. Just giving your ankles a little bit of a bend there, just loosening the ankles. Now inhaling, let's do some gentle hip rotations. So as we inhale, bring ourselves straight up, and as we exhale, rotating clockwise, leaning slightly forward, rotating clockwise, inhaling as we extend upward, exhaling as we rotate forward, inhaling as we extend up, exhaling as we lean forward. And do that a few times, and then when you're ready, we'll reverse it. So beginning when you're square at the top of your rotation, inhaling, and reverse it and exhale back down counterclockwise. And we'll do that another 3 to 5 times at our own pace. Once we've completed our final rotation, just bring yourself back up, sitting upright. Release your bind around your feet if you have one, and bring your legs flat out straight in front of you. And we'll begin with a seated posterior stretch. So sitting upright, inhale, bringing your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, just folding forward, hinging at the hips, stretching the posterior, searching for your shins, ankles, or feet, whatever's most comfortable for you. And we're just going to hold here, maybe coming slightly out of the fold as we inhale and finding ourselves sinking a little bit deeper with each inhale as we feel the tension and tightness of our bodies begin to loosen up. And when you're ready, we'll, in our next inhalation, bring ourselves back up, sitting upright. We'll now go into a seated wide angle. So we'll start with the left leg, bringing the left leg, keeping it straight out in front of you, just extending it off to your left side. Bringing your right leg in, bringing the foot to the inside of the thigh, your right foot. And again, we'll inhale, bringing ourselves straight up, creating length in the spine. And as we exhale, we're going to exhale, bringing that left arm down towards our left shin or toes on the exhale. Then on our inhale, bring your right arm up overhead. And as you exhale, bring that right arm down towards the left foot and ankle. Give yourself a nice little side stretch. We're going to hold it there for a few breaths. Feeling free to rise out slightly on the inhale and sink deeper as comfortable on the exhale. Now on our next inhalation, bring the right arm straight up. Exhale, bringing yourselves back to center. Now bringing the right leg, keep both legs straight out in front of you, wide. Exhale down, folding to the center, just balancing out that side bend. Holding for a few breaths. And inhaling, bringing ourselves back up, seated square. Now we'll bring our left leg in to meet our right thigh. Inhaling, bringing ourselves straight up, elongating the spine. Exhaling down, bringing that right arm down to the right leg. And on our inhalation, bringing our left arm up to the ceiling. Exhaling down, bringing it down towards our right foot. Remembering to breathe and not strain, keeping in mind that this is a light, gentle Hatha class designed to prepare you for meditation. Inhale, bringing yourselves back up, bringing your arms straight up to the ceiling, bringing your body back to square. Exhaling, bringing down. Now bring your left leg back out and just give yourself a nice center fold, just to, again, balance off the body. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring yourself back to square and bring your legs together, flat out in front of you. We'll prepare for a seated twist. And there are a couple variations you can do here. We'll begin by bringing our left knee into our chest, bending the leg, bringing our foot flat on the floor, sitting upright. And what we'll do is take that left leg, cross it over the right leg, so the foot is over. Placing your left arm down behind your hip. Inhale, bringing yourself tall and upright. Then as you exhale, we cross the right elbow over the knee, turning the gaze over our left shoulder, breathing into the twist, and holding there for a few breaths. Again, not straining, maybe gently releasing out of the twist on our inhales and going deeper in. On the exhale, just using the spine like that sponge, just letting all the toxins and impurities out, and then allowing for fresh oxygen and blood supply to flow in when we come out of the twist. So on our next inhale, bring ourselves back square, leaving the leg over. What we're going to do now is sitting upright. Bring the knee down as if you have your leg folded over if you're seated, and just very gently put a little weight of your forearm or your hand on top of the knee, and use your right arm along the top of your foot, and just kind of gently rock it, opening up the hips, stretching the knees and the ankle, preparing the legs for, if you're sitting on the ground cross-legged in half or full lotus, just kind of gently rocking and allowing that motion to your body to become familiar with that posture, that position. Then when you're ready, inhale, bring your foot back in front of you, flat out in front. And we'll now do that on the right side, bringing the right knee up to the chest, crossing the foot over the left leg, placing your right arm behind your right hip, small of your back. Inhale, bringing yourself up, elongating the spine. Exhale into the twist, bringing your gaze over your right shoulder. Then on our next inhalation, we'll release the twist, bringing ourselves back square, bringing the knee down, keeping the leg folded over the thigh. Again, using our left arm over the bridge of our left foot, cradling it, using our hand or arm to gently guide the leg and knee down, gently rocking it, cradling it, loosening the hips and knee joints, ankle joints, so that we can remain comfortably seated during meditation. Once you feel comfortable in that position, you can release, bringing your feet back flat in front of you, your legs. And exhale down, and we'll just now begin flat on our back. And while we're laying here, let's get a nice cleansing breath in. Just kind of tune in a little bit, see how we're feeling right now. Do the first half of the class. Realign our breaths, check in, where are our thoughts at? How's our body feeling now? Do we notice anything there that was not there when we started? Let's do one more cleansing breath. Deep inhalation. Double exhalation out. Beginning with the left side of the body. Inhale, bringing the left leg straight up with the bottom of the foot, pointing at the ceiling, wrapping our arms around the back of our thighs. And while we're here, stretch the ankle. Give a few ankle rotations. 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise, just loosening the ankles. Stretching the shins and the calves. Then exhaling, we're going to bring our knee to chest, bringing our grip over top of our shin, bringing our knee in. And as we inhale, we may bring our chin to chest, bring our forehead towards our knee. Exhaling, bringing our head back down. We're going to keep our knee up, and we're going to take our right arm and bring it around the outside of our knee, placing our left arm flat down at our side. And what we're going to do is we're just going to exhale down into a supine twist, leaving the leg there, turning our gaze over our left shoulder, releasing tension, really stretching and twisting the lower portion of the back versus the seated twist that focuses more on the upper portion of the back. We're just going to breathe into that, making sure we want to keep our shoulders flat on the ground. We're not like twisting our whole body up. We're just bringing that knee over as far as comfortable for us while keeping our shoulders parallel on the ground. And as we inhale, we're going to release the twist, leaving our foot flat on top of our thigh. We're going to bring now our right leg up, raising the knee, keeping the foot on top as if we're sitting with our leg over. Very good. Then bringing our hands around the thigh of our right leg, bringing it up into a supine pigeon. Extending, stretching the hips. Again, another great gentle pose for preparing the body to be able to sit comfortably while meditating, opening the hips, giving a little bit of a side stretch on the knees. Then on our next exhalation, we can release our bind, bringing our feet, both of them, flat, bringing our legs flat back onto our mat. We'll repeat that flow on our right side. Inhaling, bringing our right leg straight up, foot towards the ceiling, binding around the thigh. Holding there, stretching, giving our ankles some rotations, stretching the calves and the shins, our shin muscles. 3 times each way. And then when we've completed that, we'll exhale, bringing our knee to chest, bringing our bind around the top of our shin. Inhaling, we can bring our forehead to knee, chin to chest. And as we exhale, we can bring our head back down. Now we'll twist, bringing the left arm over the outside of the right leg and bringing our right arm down alongside. Exhaling as we gently guide the knee over our hips. Turning our gaze over our right shoulder, keeping our shoulders flat, square on the ground. And inhaling, we'll release, leaving the foot over the thigh as if we are sitting with one leg over, cross-legged, bringing the left leg up, bringing our grip around, binding around our thigh, and raising our left leg up, our supine pigeon. It can go inside the knee or over top of the shin for a little added stretch. And as we exhale, we'll release our bind, bringing our legs flat back down on our mat. Now bringing our feet flat, our knees up, feet flat on our mat. We're going to inhale, raising our hips into bridge. Inhale, raising our hips, keeping our arms flat alongside. If you like, you can choose to bind your hands underneath your buttocks to gently open up the chest even further, rolling your shoulders back, allowing a little extra extension. There's several variations of bridge you can do. You can even, if you're feeling comfortable, you can release your bind and you can bring your arms up overhead, placing them on the ground above you. Allowing a little added stretch. My shoulder blades opening up your pelvis area. And then exhale, bringing the arms back down alongside as you lower the hips, your hips back down to the ground. Now as we begin to end out our class, we'll always end with an inversion. So they're depending on your level of comfortability. You could do candlestick or legs up a wall, or if you're feeling comfortable with your hips off of the ground, we can get into a half shoulder stand into plow. So if you're feeling comfortable, inhale, bringing your arms to the small of your back, raising your knees up towards your chest, feet off the ground, bringing your hands to the small of your back, inhaling and raising your hips up off of the ground for half shoulder stand. Or if you're not comfortable, you just leave your hips on the ground and just point your feet straight up in the air for candlestick. And we hold here. Inversions are great for focus. So great for the focus of meditation. It's calming, it reverses the blood flow, allows for fresh oxygen to enter areas of the body that otherwise it does not flow as freely when we're standing and sitting upright. And if you'd like, you can extend down for plow, bringing the toes overhead towards the ground if you're feeling comfortable with it. And now when you're ready, you can bring your hands back onto your hips. Inhale slowly, allowing your hips gently unrolling, bringing the hips back down. As we exhale, very good. Now our counter pose to our inversion is fish. Bringing your arms down underneath your buttocks, placing it underneath your upper thigh. As we inhale, we're going to leave our forearms flat on our mat, pushing up our chest and our upper arms, gently guiding the head backwards. Using our arms to prop us up so we're gently balanced. Opening up the throat and thyroid. And when you're ready, using your arms to prop yourself back up, raising the head off of the ground, and lowering ourselves back to the ground. Now for our to close out today's Hatha class, I wanted to go through a relaxation technique that Parmahansa Yogananda teaches. And this technique is for consciously inducing physical relaxation and mental calm as he teaches it. And what it does, it incorporates the use of tension through every body part, followed by a exhalation and release and relaxation of each of those individual body parts. So this following technique, as it is written by Yogananda, the following technique is the simplest but most effective method of relaxation you can practice for relief from the tensions caused by everyday activities, nervousness, and the stress of emotion. So to begin, we lie down on our back as we are, with arms and hands resting loosely at the sides of legs, out straight and slightly apart. Exhale, then with a double inhalation, tense all 20 body parts from feet to neck to high tension, vibrating gently. Clenching the hands into fists as you do so, hold the breath and the tension to a count of 3. Then quickly relax, simultaneously exhaling the breath forcefully. Remain still with the breath out for as long as is comfortable and feel the peace of complete relaxation, the withdrawal of all tension and energy from the body. We're going to repeat this twice to ensure the removal of all bodily tension. Mentally check each of the 20 body parts to be satisfied they are fully relaxed, beginning with the feet and working upward to the neck and head. It is possible by this method to withdraw the energy from the muscles and limbs so completely that your body will feel like an inert mass, yet renewed and revitalized as never before, every cell tingling with cosmic life force. So let's do that one more time. Inhaling, as we inhale, tensing, starting with the toes and the feet, all the way up through the calves and shins, holding as tense as we can comfortably, and letting out in exhalation, and releasing the body. Now just lay, feeling the relaxation throughout the entire body. You should now feel relaxed, yet energized, calm, yet focused. And the body now should be and feel prepared for meditation or to just start your day. Now that we are all feeling relaxed and energized and limbered and ready for meditation, let's find ourselves back in our seated position that we were in when we started, either sitting upright in our chair or sitting on the ground on our pillows with our legs crossed, whatever's comfortable for us. The important part is our posture as we're seated. We're sitting upright, rolling our shoulders back, bringing our chest out. And we're sitting comfortably, we're upright, but we're relaxed. We're not strained or stressed. We're not feeling tension in our backs. We're sitting upright. We feel steady, we feel grounded. And as we begin to settle in, we again turn our attention inward, close our eyes, chin level, rolling our eyes upward gently towards the Christ consciousness between the midpoint, between the eyebrows. Inhaling, letting out an exhalation, centering our breath, calming our nerves, just beginning to settle into our meditation. And with each inhalation, visualize that sense of peace, that sense of calmness, sense of love and gratitude during the holiday season. Allowing ourselves to breathe in those feelings, feel it throughout our body. As we exhale, feeling that consciousness, visualizing that consciousness expand, coming in up our spine through our medulla oblongata, and then expanding out through our third eye, through our Christ consciousness. And that's where we begin our meditation. Again, just focusing on the breath. Inhaling in a mantra of peace or love. And exhaling out. As we release any worries or negative emotions. key to our meditation is we're ultimately trying to tune ourselves into that super consciousness, uniting our body and mind with spirit, with that Christ consciousness, with our true selves. To begin, we focus on the breath. We focus on these mantras. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, Christ. Or whatever mantra works for you today. And focus on that, first aligning it with the breath. Working on that centered, single-pointed concentration. It's not a state of mental laziness. We want to clear out our thoughts of material desires, our thoughts, our conscious thoughts that really run rampant through our minds we're not even really aware of until we sit and try to meditate. Clearing those out and just focusing on the breath, focusing on that mantra. Maybe you've learned the Hong Saw or the Om technique through the SRF lessons. You can chant that, mentally affirming. Focusing on that single point, chasing everything else out. The key when we're beginning our meditation, when we're starting to try to deepen our practice, is don't get discouraged. You're going to have to continually catch yourself and bring yourself back to that focus as the mind begins to wander and trail off. Just keep that alertness. You'll find that if you're steady, regular with your practice, you'll begin to see and find that it's becoming easier, it's becoming calmer, the thoughts are slowing, the breath is regulating. Continue to deepen into your meditation. If your mind begins to wander, bring it back. Bring it back to the breath. Throughout the day, you can continue to meditate past and through this class. As we begin to wind down, I want to give you a thought from Yogananda on Christmas from his spiritual diary. Keeping the eyes closed and then focus on the third eye as you meditate. Mentally affirm this to yourself as I read it out loud. Through the transparency of my deepest meditation, I will receive the light of the Father passing through me. I will be a son of God, even as Jesus was, by receiving God fully through my meditation, expanded soul consciousness. I will follow the shepherds of faith, devotion, and meditation, who will lead me through the star of inner wisdom to the omnipresent Christ. And now, to close out today's meditation, and again, please, continue on meditating through the rest of the day, or carry on as you see fit to spend the rest of your Christmas and holiday season. I'd like to close in the tradition we do here at Song of the Morning. And now, with our arms upraised to symbolize our upraised consciousness, chanting the healing vibrations of Om. For the body, Om. For the mind, Om. And now for the soul, Om. Thank you for joining us today for our Christmas Hatha and guided meditation. Hope you enjoy the rest of your holidays and have a happy new year. Namaste.